Your life is a lie. Welcome to today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Coach Tobias Forst, founder of Achilles Life Coaching, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from it. And I accompany you on your journey to your personal freedom. You recognize the queasy feeling in your stomach because today is the day that all of the impressions, recent and some of them from long ago, that never really seem to make sense, come floating together of what you know to be the complete puzzle that you were, until now, unable to see in its totality. Much of what you've experienced with your partner hasn't really made any sense, especially when you compare it to all the relationships, or many of the relationships, in your social circles. The spontaneous fits of rage, the emotional outbursts in situations that were basically a state of harmony, and out of nowhere there's the next rageful outburst toward you. Or the criticisms levied against you in public sometimes about very private things that you shared, or even of complete unimportance, but your partner bloats them up and throws them in your face. The contrast that you've experienced, and increasingly so with diminishing intervals, of you sharing what hurt you in your life, what made you sad, only for that information to be turned around and used against you the day after you shared, the week thereafter. Used to diminish you, to make you feel small, to hurt you emotionally. Your trust is being violated, increasingly more so, and you just don't understand why. After discussions whose frequency seems to ever increase, 2, 3, 4, 7 days of almost complete radio silence, despite the fact that you're living in the same house, just because your partner doesn't seem to muster the will and courage to engage in deeper conversation other than what needs to be done in the house or at work. And when you look at yourself at this point in time today, you find out that you're also not who you used to be back in the day. You spend less time with your friends. You have less friends. You're no longer engaging in your hobbies like you used to. You proactively explain menial tasks, what you're doing, like I'm going to the kitchen to wash the dishes. I'm going into the garden to cut some flowers. I'll be right back. I'm going to take the trash out. Why do you proactively explain yourself in the most minute detail about things that do not require explanation? Because you want to be a known quantity. You want to be calculable for your partner, because you know if you are, there is at least the chance to minimize that chance of an emotional outbursts, yet another discussion, yet another argument, yet another invalidation. Looking back at who you used to be and who you are today now, you realize you are not on course. The picture with all the puzzle pieces, recent and old, starts to form a complete and disgusting picture. Your partner is a narcissist. And going back to Egyptian mythology, Isis, the goddess Isis, was looking for something, and she was confronted by a giant scorpion. And the scorpion offered to relinquish what she was seeking if only she knew his name. So she pondered, came to an idea, and told the scorpion its name. A name that, when you read the story, you will never find out as the reader. Why? Because this problem, this scorpion, was hers and hers alone. Mine would have a different name, as would yours. So only when you know the name of the problem, then, only then, can you solve it. And right now, this picture, these puzzle pieces blend together in this instant, and you find the name of your scorpion. Narcissism in your partner. Narcissistic abuse toward you. So at this moment, what's happening to you? You feel a state of shock. How could it have come this far? You feel anger and rage. How could he have been this way? How could she have been this way toward you? Confusion and disbelief. Why has no one ever told you about this? Why has never anyone taught you, mentored you about this particular scorpion called narcissism? Then there is the, to the outside, silent, but within yourself, very loud self-reproach. How could I have been so stupid, so dumb, so blind? And this is a point, ladies and gentlemen, where I encourage you to ditch as soon as possible that part of the self-reproach where you think that you were being dumb for not knowing. It has been not knowing, yes, but that has nothing to do at all in any capacity with your mental capacity. The world that you thought you knew is crumbling and breaking apart right in front of your eyes. Like a raging fire, it's being burnt down while you're watching, and you cannot take your eyes off the now formed big and dark and threatening picture. You come to the realization that what you chose to believe to be true, what you willfully, blindly ignored, what you thought was true, that it has all been a lie. And those parts in this one, in a perverted, magical and destructive moment, dissolves what you experienced as your life, what you thought was your life, but it was just a mere facade. And yes, part of you took to the illusion. Yes, all right. But now you are lifting the veil. And the veil, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't have to be a shroud. And why is that? Because within yourself, you're carrying all the tools, all of them, to use in order to build your new second life your new chapter by your own hands, by being your own hero and your own heroine with your own agency. Might you at this very moment lack the energy and the strength to grab those tools within yourself and use them? Yes, that strength will replenish, as unlikely as it might seem at this very moment. Does it hurt? Hell yeah. As an outlook for you, as a perspective, because you're just taking your first tiny step probably at this moment in your new chapter. You're embarking on your own personal journey of the 5 stages of grief. And yes, anger is a big part of that at first. But for you as a perspective and an outlook for someone who has walked this very walk, there comes a point of acceptance, and at that very point, you will no longer be burdened by rage and vengefulness or by self-reproach or by other previously included negative emotions. As painful as your process of waking up, of realizing the truth might be, something miraculous is happening to you right now. You are giving birth to yourself this very moment. You're in the process of becoming your own father. You're in the process of becoming your own mother. And the world that awaits you is full of wonders. And so many of you, and many of those I've had the pleasure of talking to in coaching sessions, have already at least brought to fruition this very first wonder of bringing themselves to life in their new, real, truth-filled chapter. And I congratulate you on this very step. So in your process of waking up today, all that remains for me to wish you right now is good morning.